definitely agree. I mean, there's so many factors you can look at, but if I sort of had to boil it down to something that's like applicable across, healthcare and tech, obviously pretty jealous of Izzy because I think she may have some data when she's looking at these companies, and usually most I'm looking at are all preclinical, and they won't have a drug be approved until 2025. So, but I still think there's just general frameworks you can apply, and I think in no particular order, looking at the tech first and foremost, then the competitive landscape, and then the team's ability to kind of push that product through, and really have it be competitive. Obviously, not looking at the company in a vacuum, and I think. In our case, there's just so much more risk in venture than there is in PE and long short, just because of the information asymmetry and the early nature of the companies, as he said. So I'd like to kind of think about things, and this is kind of how the partners above me have I've seen them think about things. So that's how I've kind of developed my framework, because VC is really an apprenticeship model. I just like to think about things like stacking risk. So if you have a company that's developing a really novel kind of therapeutic that there's no standard of care right now. It's a huge unmet need, and the team has done this before in the same kind of space, and the underlying biology of the disease is very clear. That just minimizes so many levels of risk for you to kind of take that bet versus a company developing a therapeutic in like some kind of crowded cancer a cancer subvertical therapeutic area where there's so many different competitors, so many different teams working on something like that, and then something like cancer where it's just very, very hard to show efficacy in the clinic. So you just want to think about kind of like minimizing like risk. And if you're looking at a business, there's obviously only a floor that you can hit where you're going to be taking some risk regardless, but kind of understanding what has the team done, and what's cool about the landscape that makes this an opportunity where you can sort of be okay with underwriting, a certain level of risk.